Okay, folks, section 4.7, transforming formulas. Now, just before we get started, I want you to write down this piece of information, the whole bit of it. Quote, solve for the variable means to get that particular variable by itself. Okay? Sometimes we have a formula that might have lots of different variables in it, and we can rearrange it so that we get one of those variables by itself. We're isolating the variable. We're solving for that variable. Okay, that's what we're going to practice today, is just changing some equations around so we get a particular variable by itself. All right? So when we look at example 1 here, it says, a formula for the total piston displacement of an automobile engine. What? Okay, just to let you know. And I'm no mechanic, trust me. I want a car to get me from one place to another. I don't care what shape it is. I don't care what color it is. I do like air conditioning because I live in Dallas, right? And I like the seats to not have holes in them. But other than that, I really don't care about cars. But cars have these things called pistons, okay? And they sit and are connected to something called a camshaft that looks something like this, I think. Okay? So someone who's watching this can later say, man, that guy doesn't know anything. And that's true. Okay? But I don't really claim to know anything. I think I know what's going on here. Okay? Just to give you an idea of what they're talking about. Okay? Now, this one also has a piston connected to it. Okay? Then this one has a piston connected to it. And then this one has a piston connected to it. Okay, now this is just a little 4-cylinder car. 4 pistons, right? And this thing down here is called the cam, and it rotates. It goes around and round. So the pistons go up and down. And these things, gas is pumped into the cylinder. These things sit inside of a cylinder. And gas is pumped in there, and there's a spark that makes it fire from the spark plug. When it fires, it drives the piston down, which turns this camshaft. Okay? By turning that little rod, it makes the wheels turn. Okay? Does that make sense? That's what makes the wheels turn. That's why we have to have gas, and we have little spark plugs to make it go, and they fire, and it pushes these things up and down, and it turns the wheels. Okay. A formula for the total piston displacement, like how far it moves, of an automobile engine is this. P equals 0.7854 D squared SN. Right? Where D is the diameter of each cylinder, right? The distance across the cylinder, that's the diameter. All right? S is the length of the stroke, like how far it goes up and down, the piston. Okay, moves up and down. And N is the number of cylinders. Okay, well we have 4 cylinders, right? Okay. Now, solve this formula for the variables S in terms of P, D, and N. So that means solve for S. What does it mean to solve for S?
Equal to the variable by itself.
Get that variable by itself. Thank you, Sophia. All right? So look, I'm just going to take this formula that they've given me, and it's P equals 0.7854 D squared S N. Now I want to get S by itself. Right now it's got this 0.7854 with it. It's got the D squared with it. It also has the N with it. But what's happening between all of those things and S? Multiplying. How do I get rid of it? Okay, I'm going to divide both sides, right? But what am I trying to get rid of? Everything but the S. So I'm going to divide by 0.7854 D squared N on both sides. 0.7854 D squared N. So this cancels with that. The D squareds cancel, and the N's cancel, and it leaves me with S is equal to